NFL preseason football continues this Friday night, August the 21st. There are 3 games on the board, and I've got free plays and analysis in all 3 Friday night NFL games coming up for you right here, right now. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV, breaking down all 3 Friday night NFL preseason games. Don't forget, if you're liking these videos, all I ask is a quick thumbs up like. And if you're on your mobile device, click the hype button as well. Comment below, and click subscribe and click the bell for instant alerts here on WagerTalk TV so you never miss out when these NFL preseason videos are posted each day, and also the regular season college and pro football videos that are right around the corner, and also some daily baseball free play videos here. So click subscribe and click the bell for instant alerts. All right, we're going to look at Jets, Steelers, Panthers, Jaguars, Packers, and Broncos in start time order. We'll go at 7 o'clock Eastern on NFL Network. Jets at the Steelers, and we briefly saw Pittsburgh earlier this week open as a 3-point home favorite, and then it was announced that Mike McCarthy is not taking the game very serious. In fact, the top 2 quarterbacks are not going to play. He's expected to sit Mason Rudolph, who had a good outing last week in the backup role. And, of course, that also means Aaron Rodgers will not play again this week. Not a surprise. So that means the youngsters, the Big Ten youngsters, Will Howard, second-year quarterback out of Ohio State, and rookie out of Penn State, Drew Aller, will be playing the entire game, first and second half. Now, that's good news, bad news, because, first of all, they're inexperienced, they're young. Good news is they looked really good last week. Will Howard was 7 for 9. Drew Aller was 10 for 13, 2 touchdowns, and he also ran for a touchdown. He was fantastic. So, yes, the line is adjusted because the Jets are coming off a loss, most likely to take this game a little more seriously. At least that's what people think. But the Steelers looked really good last week against Green Bay. Had a dominating 225-yard edge. Outgained the Packers on their overall in that game. 6 yards per play to 2.7. And that momentum actually sets Pittsburgh up in several good technical situations in this game now. I mentioned some of these in the Thursday video, but the preseason switched 5 years ago in 2021. Now it's just 3 games. There aren't as many cuts made here during the 3-game span, and teams kind of play hard at times and not other times. Yes, I do have a feeling McCarthy maybe used last week as a little bit more of a dress rehearsal, but I think he also wants to get a good look at these 2 young quarterbacks for that third-string position, and might actually play harder than expected. And teams that win their previous game by 24 points or more, like the Steelers did last week, over the last 5 years with this current preseason format, have gone 57-25 straight up, 51-26 against the number. That's 66% against the number, including 57-25 straight up. And we actually get the Steelers now as a home underdog. So I like Pittsburgh in this game, plus the 2 points. I think it's a little bit of an overreaction due to the fact the Jets are expected to play Geno Smith and some of their starters. Aaron Glenn has announced. But the Steeler backups, especially these 2 young quarterbacks, actually looked really good last week. Take a look at Pittsburgh plus 2, 7 Eastern on NFL Network. All right, your next game is at 7:30 Eastern, Panthers-Jags. I said everyone plays 3 preseason games. Well, 2 teams play 4, and the Panthers are one of them this year because, of course, they played in the Hall of Fame game. So this is Carolina's 3rd game, and it's just Jacksonville's 2nd game. But Carolina had a game in hand last week, as did the Cardinals, and the Cardinals won last week against the Raiders. But Carolina did not play well in their 2nd game, and it showed. A Buffalo team that had not played yet, new rookie head coach Joe Brady, he took it serious. And Buffalo had 27 first downs, almost 400 total yards. Panthers got outgained almost 2-1, 396 to 201 in total yards, 6.4 yards per play to just 3.5. Now, Carolina's offense was good in that game against Arizona, but keep in mind, even though they beat them 33-30 in the Hall of Fame game, the Cardinals still had more yards in that game and moved the ball extremely well. So the Panther defense has looked really bad so far in the 2 preseason games, and I think it might have some trouble once again in this game against Jacksonville. Now, they had joint practices this week, 11-on-11 scrimmages, and while both teams were expected to maybe play some starters, it looks like they might sit some of them now because they got a lot of work in. And some of the notes out of training camp this week is that the Jaguars' first team looked better than Carolina's, especially defensively. Now, it's a question of how many of those guys will actually play since they've been scrimmaging the last few days. But the fact remains, Carolina defense has not looked good, and I think that's going to be a problem in this game. Now, teams that score 10 points or less historically do bounce back with a strong effort. But as I just mentioned, teams that have a blowout win are also extremely strong, and Jacksonville fits that same situation as Pittsburgh, that 51-26 ATS situation after winning by more than 24 points last week. Carolina, meanwhile, fits an over 60% ATS situation, which plays on teams that scored 10 or less and also teams that gained 4 yards per play or less. So Carolina is historically in a good bounce back spot, but the Jags also have a good momentum spot after their blowout win last week against not blowout win. They only beat the Saints 24-20, but they had some good technical situations which popped, such as scoring 24 points or more. Not a 24-point more win. Scoring 24 is what I meant to say. Same thing with that Steeler game. When you score 24 or more, it's 51-26. I think I misspoke overly and said a 24-point win or more. But no, 24 points or more offensively is a good sign. Normally that momentum continues. So we get conflict there on the ATS systems, but we do have popping are some good over angles. I just mentioned that Carolina's defense has gotten lit up so far in the first 2 preseason games, and it's not a surprise that some over situations pop. In fact, teams like Carolina that give up over 200 yards in the first half of the previous game, Carolina gave up 278, by the way, 41-22 to the over the next game. That's over the last 5 years with this current 3-game format. This fits a 41-22 over situation based on all those yards Carolina gave up in the first half. And also, if you give up over 6 yards per play in the first half, Carolina gave up 7.1. It's a 60% overplay as well, 33-22. So conflicting angles on the side. We got one team with momentum, another team coming off a blowout loss. Let's not worry about the side here. Let's look at the total. Let's take a look at the over in this game between Carolina and Jacksonville. Now, this line is anywhere from 36.5 to 37.5, so we'll say 37 is the consensus number. I like Carolina-Jacksonville over the total, over 37 at 7:30 Eastern on Thursday night. All right, your final game is also on NFL Network at 9 Eastern, the late night game, Packers and Broncos. And boy, has Denver been good the last few years in the preseason with Sean Payton. You know, Payton was just 1-2 his first season in Denver back in 2023, but he has not lost since. Perfect 6-0 straight up in ATS the last 2 years, and then another blowout win last week in Week 1, which means Denver's now in a perfect 7-0 straight up in ATS run the last 2+ seasons under Sean Payton. And they're looking to establish the running game and dominate the line of scrimmage is what they did last week in that game at Atlanta. It was an easy 27-7 road win by 20 points. So as you can imagine, they fit a lot of those good momentum situations I was just talking about. In fact, all 3 games have momentum situations this week, and Denver fits several of them. Teams that win the game by 20 or more points cover over 70% of the time in their next game. So Denver has a nice momentum spot here. They're also now at home. Peyton's 7-0. He's also 4-0 straight up and against the spread at home over the last few years with Denver. So I do expect him to make an effort. Now the problem becomes Green Bay is coming off a terrible performance. And I just mentioned in that Carolina game, teams coming off really bad offensive performances actually are over a 60% play as well against the spread. So we have a little bit of a conflict here. Green Bay only gained 2.7 yards per play in that 28-9 loss against the Steelers that we talked about earlier. So you do have Green Bay in a bounce back spot, but you also have the Broncos in a momentum spot. And in this situation, by the way, when both those angles cross the last 5 years, it's 4-4 straight up in ATS. So there's been no edge one way or the other. It's basically been 50-50, but I'd much rather have Denver in this game. Green Bay really looked challenged last week. And even in that game, they played all 4 quarterbacks, and they might not even play Love this week. And as we know, Peyton has been making an effort in the preseason. I think he'll continue to do so at home. So I'd rather have the momentum with the Denver Broncos. And yes, you're paying a premium. This line opened 3.5. Now it's up to 6. But there's a reason, because Denver has just been dominant the last few years. So if you're going to play it, I would rather lay it with the Broncos. Over-under is a little trickier. It's priced at 40.5. Obviously, Denver can get there. They've looked really good offensively, but that Green Bay offense was really bad last week. I do expect them to play better, so I would probably lean over 40.5 as well. But it is a pretty big number for a Green Bay team that averaged just 2.7 yards per play last week. Hey, there you go. 3 NFL preseason games on Friday night. I gave you a deep dive look and some plays and opinions and analysis for all 3 of them. If you found it useful, all I ask is a quick thumbs up, like, and a positive comment below. I read the comments. I reply back. By the way, love the Thursday video. I'll have to wear the Bushwood Country Club t-shirt more often. I know this WagerTalk shirt's pretty good too, but hey, some great Caddyshack comments yesterday in the Thursday video, and I did reply back to a lot of them late last night, so go back and check out those replies. Love it, and we'll have the Bushwood shirt back on in the near future. In the meantime, drop in the comments below which game you like best tonight on Friday, what side or total you're looking at on this Friday night card. Hey, include some analysis if you have time, so we, of course, can all learn and earn and win together here on WagerTalk TV. And once again, click subscribe and click the bell for instant alerts. You will never miss a free play video here on WagerTalk TV. Now, my personal best bets are reserved for my clients at WagerTalk each day. And I also post a bonus free play. So, yeah, I'm giving you a ton of free plays here in the video, but don't forget the game that was closest to being a best bet, my last cut, just a bit outside, goes up as a free play on my page every day for everyone with analysis. Go check out the Friday free play right now, along with my personal best bets, Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, and get there quicker with shortcut wt.buzz/SM. And while you're there at WagerTalk.com, check out some special offers here for the month of August that are still available. Buy 3 days, get 3 more days for free. That's right, 6 days for the price of 3. It's a great entry-level all-sports, all-access product. Or how about 47% off the rest of 2026? That gets all of college and pro football this year, college and pro basketball for a couple months, the rest of the baseball season, all the way through December 31st, 47% instant discount, or the best deal, the 1-year all-access, which gets you everything for the next 365 days and gets you the complete college and pro football seasons, the complete college and pro basketball seasons, and also the rest of this year's baseball, over half of next year's, for about $1 a play. Because it's an instant $811 discount when you sign up right now. No promo code needed. It comes out to $3 a day, about $1 a play, and you also get Market Call Live included for free. It's a brand new interactive subscriber personal client product only each and every week. Each and every week I'm going to give you an inside look during the weeknights, most likely like Wednesday or Thursday nights before the Thursday night prime game, but more importantly, a look into the advanced plays for my NFL public data before it's released, my 10,000 game college football simulation before it's released, and also Q&A, anything else you want to ask, any particular games. Query my database. I just gave you some great angles for the preseason. I'll have them for the regular season, even stronger. And also contest strategy, pick 5, survivor, whatever else you might be having. For my 1-year all-access clients only, direct access to me each and every week with Market Call Live. It's included for free. That itself is worth the price of admission, let alone a full 1 year, 365 days of personal best bets as well. Hey, check out the offers. Whether you get the buy 3, get 3, the rest of the year or the 1 year, or even just 1 day, it doesn't matter. Everyone gets the same plays I'm personally using, and it's always been that way since I started 30 years ago as a full-time professional handicapper. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, wt.buzz/SM. On the way out, remember to follow me on social media on X and Instagram at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L, Merril, at Steve Merril on X and Instagram. And stay tuned here to Wager Talk TV because you know there's more free play videos coming up next.